good morning, because it is getting that way here. Sun's going to be up outside when we leave. I think it actually already is as I look past the studio walls. But that's all right. We still got good Counter-Strike to cover, and it is going to be potentially the last match of the evening. Face it, they went down pretty heftily on Overpass. We swap against LunatiK onto Dust2. And Dust2, we talked about it last game. It could actually open up some possibilities for a Pug team to get some...
well, they actually chose Overpass, didn't they?
Right, and now it's going to be LunatiK to pick up Dust. And I mean, the good news is we went into the last game when we saw this, and we talked about the lack of an op. This time, at least, they've got...
they've got someone who's willing to try.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the point I was going to make. Yeah. In that Carnage, and was able to push up a few times. Was it Carnage? It was...
They swapped it around quite a lot, actually.
Yeah,
because Carnage had to go.
Butter took it over toward B.
Butterbiscuit had to go.
Yeah, he took it over toward B, but Carnage was up toward the bathrooms the first time and actually got taken down by
He actually had a bit of a shocker. He tried twice, and the first time he got completely owned, and then he got no action at all, and that's when they swapped it up. Butterbiscuit stepped up to the plate.
Was that a joke? Because they usually put butter biscuits on a plate.
I don't even know what a butterbiscuit is.
It's a biscuit with butter on it, obviously. Like, isn't that self-explanatory? I mean, maybe it's something more specific.
I don't know. It's just a weird gaming name, isn't it? Butter biscuit.
The BB alliteration makes me just want to sing bubble butt. Bubble, bubble, bubble butt. Bubble on E-Frag now makes me always want to sing that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I wish that team was in the qualification stages for the major. It would have been interesting to see what they could have done. The thing is, there's so many teams in Europe that could have been in that, and yet so few slots handed out. 4 for Europe, which is rightfully so. Mm-hmm. I mean, good for eBattle for making it in. As we look at it, some of the images from Dust2. What were we going to say about eBattle?
I was going to go more into E-Frag. I just wanted to talk about them.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I just think
Starladder was an excellent performance from them.
Well, just watching them, they've taken down TSM Dignitas at their last tournament, right? They go out in 3rd place at Take TV. They are in contention. I think they're in the top 15 now quite easily. Definitely looking down the barrel of the top 10 as well. And from going from absolute nowhere and then turning up to these events and just getting better performances, people lock them down at best of ones, and all of a sudden came into best of threes, and they turn up and they're amazing. I can't wait to see what's more to come with them. I think it's a great story.
The interesting thing was I was talking to NKL, aka Grey Worm, at Starladder, and I basically said, these are best of ones, these favor you for upsets. I'm like, if there was ever going to be an upset, it was going to be the Envious game. It was in the morning. Envious sucked in the morning, and there was a chance for it. And then he said, no, we actually prefer best of threes. And everyone was like, why?
They were really good. It's their individual play, especially. Their T-sides are great.
They put a lot of time in. I think every player on the team has over 4,000. But let's get back to this game. It's Face It, LunatiK. And, yeah, I mean, I guess there's less to say about this game than what we were saying about E-Frag based on what we just saw to the last one. I mean, where is their chance for Face It? They're going to start out CT again because, oddly enough, LunatiK did choose to start apparently on that T side. It was their map choice or their side choice in the last map.
We saw them struggle on Overpass. They didn't react quick enough to what they were doing. They gave them too much respect. They sat too far back, allowed the executions to come in before any frags were exchanged. It was difficult to watch at times, especially when they had 4 people towards one bomb site. They read what was happening, but they had no real answer as to how they could shut it down. So when they're starting CT now, I'd like them to see us show some aggression. Actually, they've got nothing to lose at this stage. They're the Pug team. They've already lost a map. I'd like them to just stop showing so much respect, push certain areas, do things out of the ordinary. That's all they're going to do. They have to surprise LunatiK. They can't allow them to do the full executions of the bomb sites, or they're really going to struggle in that situation. So that's what I'd like to see. We saw the AWP game wasn't too strong for them, but perhaps we talk about the dual AWP setup in Dust2 quite a lot. I think that's going to be a good option for them. Perhaps we've seen they have 2 AWPs here. They've got Shrek and Bubble Butt, whatever you like to call him.
Butter Biscuit. I think that's actually his name.
I thought that was your little pet name for him.
No, I mean, pet name, yeah. Because I totally have those for someone that I don't know.
Right then. I think we're almost ready to get into this one. But I'm going to ask you for a little prediction. Let's make it.
I'm going to go 16-4 again.
Yeah.
Maybe 16-5.
Let's go for 16-6. Let's break the record.
Yeah, I think so. We deserve it. As spectators, we deserve it. It's entirely possible on a map like this. We're just waiting. Match is going to start. Here we go. Ready to get underway. It's going to be Face It EZ, which apparently Face It stage was easy, but now that we're into the direct PGL, it's a little bit harder as they go up against LunatiK. 1-0 already. LunatiK in the maps in the best of 3. And LunatiK starting out on the terrorist side again. All of them facing to the right out of spawn indicates that they want to run toward A, and that's going to be exactly the case. As they've got, well, and they've also got 4 sets of armor, or chest plates rather, Kevlar, that's the word I'm looking for. Nate goes out, actually. Invert's going to take that initial damage down to 46. There is a smoke and a flashbang up on the CT side, but Fussy is inside pit, doesn't realize Invert's already gone that far to the left. And as a result, he is going to get down. Pop flash looking from Ado. He does blind them all up. He's got a chance, but he can't hit the shots, and it's very unfortunate. So instead, he deploys the smoke. This will try and slow them down, but they can actually still push through this because their smoke has gone out on the cross. So that'll basically nullify the damage done. Drake, which was Hassan, is going to actually take down Invert. That's a team kill. Perhaps switching his luck and name for some better luck, some more killing. Switching to his knife from that distance may not get it for him, but he at least takes down Carnage to bring himself back to a 0 score because he would have started off -1. Bomb planted, down to 2 versus 2. And Drake's still searching for Butterbiscuit, who's taking damage from Drosul in the meantime, and Butterbiscuit's going to win the shot on Drake. Excellently done. But again, there is a kid on Shrek, so there's a chance still for him, and he's going to get caught. Drosul missing that jump around the corner, down to 3 HP. He's going to hold this. I don't think he knows he has a kit, so it's down to 3, down to 2, down, and it's over, or is it? No! LunatiK, Drosul perfectly timed.
Amazing scenes. I thought he definitely had that. That was a really nice retake from FACEITEZ as well. I didn't really like their initial setup. They were playing it like a normal gun round. They left, was it Regal in the pit for dead completely? Like it's him in the pit, wasn't even facing it, completely swarmed. It looked like the round was over at that stage, but they did a really good job to get back into it. And I think that was a great play going for the full defuse. And I think he missed out by about half a second. It was so close. But LunatiK getting into the driving seat once again. We can see the CTs now. This is not where they want it to be. Is that a pause coming in straight away? Yeah, it is. So I think it's probably going to be a technical one. You wouldn't take a tactical pause at this stage, but oh, that was a nice high-octane round to kick things off in Dust2. That's all we want on this map. We saw it a lot last series. Lots of clutch rounds, lots of exciting situations. So that's what Dust2 does bring to the table. But now, CTs, 5.7s, armor, head armor as well. And against the rifle buys of LunatiK, they have an MP7 there, acting as a scout. It's going to be Inver. He's got the best spawn as well. Be interesting to see where he goes. Will he go straight into B and try and work out what the CTs are doing?
Well, the CTs have already pushed up mid. That's what they're doing. It's going to be a stack, and it works out. Shrek getting the kill on Dumor with the assist from Fussy, and now it's Drake's turn to line up. He manages only 1, and they're still pushing forward on this. Glorens is the next in line, but Glorens lines them up, not able to take them both down, and it's working out. The CT's pulling back. Unfortunately, in all this process, I failed to mention that the bomb had gone to B because the action was just so intense, so riveting toward middle. Now they've got to play for this retake as Shrek is going to come back. But he's very low from that last exchange. 6 HP for him.
After getting those frags at the top of middle, I think this is a great idea. They know they've got Galils. They took down a lot of rifles. Save those 2. You're never going to win that round and the HP they have. So this has been almost a dream round for the CTs. They obviously didn't win it, but picking up 2 Galils and taking so much money off the Ts, that's pretty good news for them. And they're going to survive as well. Dust2 is great for surviving. You can get this long area. The Ts probably don't really fancy facing this unit too much, but pretty successful for them. They're going to get 2-0 to a LunatiK, but the next round's going to be very interesting indeed. You can see they're going to have to work out how they want to approach this round. They can go for the danger play. They could force up the rest of the team with 5.7s and armors again, and they could try and face it, but let's see how this goes down. The Ts need to ascertain what they're going to do as well. Very big round here. This could be pretty catastrophic for either team.
And a chance, again, for the CTs. With those weapons, as you mentioned, double stack towards B. They're both inside the site. Now, it's not really a stack, mind you, but no one playing it with a passive hold to mid to support where Butterbiscuit wants to try and get aggressive. Drake's going to lurk from lower tunnels, so even if he pushes through those doors, as initially his aggression suggested, there would be a waiting party. And Drake may push actually in reverse with no smoke. He just wants to get forward, and he's taking the map control he's given. If they're going to give him the space, he's going to take the kill, and it's Butterbiscuit. Inside CT who gets caught. Now he's just got to look toward the window, but Shrek responding accordingly. Carnage. And leaves him to cover off tunnels before Shrek can come back in. A potential trade, and there it is. Dumor goes so low on HP. But it goes right back the other way as well, because Invert is now in a position to help Drosul put that bomb down, and Glorens will cut off the rotation point. Eventually dropped by Fussy. So good kills coming out from FACEITEZ. All these rounds have left no more than 2 players alive in any situation, but LunatiK still getting the points on the board.
Yeah, it's when you're facing the T economy is a lot stronger than the CT essentially. So getting the kills is a nice bonus for them in terms of the cash, but it's not going to affect the Ts too badly there. I think we can see one guy, they've actually got full buy completely, got full utility. So this is very good news for LunatiK, but we have seen the AWP come out. Carnage will be legged as he crosses, so this is it now. He's going to be the anchor in B, but with such low HP, he's very fragile right now. What does it matter? He takes down Drosul.
Well, that's one way to get things done. Just let the AWP run rampant, start things back to 4 versus 4. Shrek is going to try and watch this cross, but that's exactly the counter to it. The smoke just comes out, and unfortunately that will limit his ability to not only help his teammate, which now has to bail out of the window, but take the site back, as Drake is also coming in behind. And I'm not sure if Fussy heard that shot get rattled off the wall when he was rotating, so Drake's got a great chance to get in the immediate flank of the player pushing tunnels, and does so successfully. 8 of the last that's left. He's all the way over inside A, and just he's going to make sure just no chances taken to flash himself back around this corner and work toward pit to save the gun.
So it all came down to that leg at the start of the round. I think Invert gave off the call. He knew he got the damage off. He saw the blood spurt as he did it. The T's just played off that, rushed it. They knew they could sacrifice a man in a situation. Even a 4-on-4 is going to be great for them. So took the first man down. He was the sacrifice. And then they took the AWP down. And then at that stage, they got into the bomb site, swarmed it, and it was just too much to hold. And for me, when you get legged as an AWP, you probably don't want to commit too much to the bomb site. It would probably be more beneficial to them just to play from the window, go for that first shot, and have a position to fall back into. So I'd have preferred to have seen that from him, but they have saved an M4, but they're getting now into a very dangerous game. 4-0, they don't want to force by this one. They haven't as well, which I like. They've got Addo with the M4. He's going to be boosted up to short, and this could be good. If he can find an initial pick and fall back, maybe they have a chance at this one. But it looks like a full-on B rush for the terrorist team now.
And it's all the way in. So far, no peek from Carnage. He's just going to wait this out because he can hear him. That'll allow him to pop out at the right time. And the 5-7, 3 kills from Carnage. Very, very well done. And it gives a lot of space for the CTs to overwhelm the last remaining terrorist. Drake gets caught by Ado. And that leaves just one player remaining. It's Invert. He does have the op. So they've got to be calculated on how they want to push him because he's gone way back to CT spawn. That was quite a round from Carnage as he waited for the footsteps. Invert's still going to make a play for this as he runs all the way back to A. He doesn't have the bomb. That's the issue. So it's just going to look for kills of his own. And if he gets towards CT with this op and looks through, he may be able to spot up first Fussy, and he does. Perfectly peaked. But also potentially Butterbiscuit if he leaves himself open to it. Imagine he pulls this off.
I would walk out.
Oh, he does.
Staying.
You're staying. Thank
stuck
God.
with me. Okay then, so what an exciting round that was. I think we can see a replay of this 5-7 situation. You don't see a lot of kills like this from the bomb side of 5-7. They line up perfectly for him, turns around, gets the third as well. That's actually really impressive. That's good stuff from him. Doesn't get the fourth, but the damage had already been done at that stage. The first round on the board now for FACEITEZ. They get AWPs in hand, and this is where they can actually start to get back into this game. A great comeback from them, and a sign of things to come perhaps.
Good Molotov from Ado. That means Drake has no choice but to retreat. Only takes 10 HP off of him. Dumor's already into lower, but look at the positioning of Shrek. He's waiting in behind that doorway at middle. Bigger problems, though, is the fact that they've got 2 players from the T side stacking up in middle, and Ado's going to push forwards into Glorin. And it opens up, but Carnage didn't respond. Well, that gives a bit more strength back to the CT side. But the response is correct. If they're going to get that kill at long, it definitely weakens the A, so they put a little more pressure on the catwalk. That'll force the rotation back up from CT spawn. Shrek now has to give up middle, so it opens up space just by dividing the defense right now for the terrorists. And in they go. Carnage flashed out, couldn't see that player drop or even hit that shot, attempt to in that manner. But he's still alive and well. The question is, as he now realizes Butterbiscuit's going to have trouble from tunnels, which does he play? And he's going to take the correct choice by picking up 2 kills. The last round he picked up 3. This time he does the exact same with the op.
4 kills with him. He is on fire right now. Let's see how many frags he's got. Only 8 on the board. He'd probably be a lot higher than that, but that's 2 rounds in a row. He's gone absolutely sick. 4 kills with the AWP, locking it down nicely. And this is the chance he gets to move it up. He's shown so much presence in the B-bomb side now. He can actually start mixing it around and seeing what he can do with it. So he will actually keep to where he is. He's actually stay in that B area. And he's going to go for a little pick in the middle of the start. But it looks like the T's going straight into B again. They've got the pistols out. This could be another B rush. They got shut down before. What can they do this time?
Well, Butterbiscuit, initial spam. Smoke's going to come in, and that's my favorite smoke into B because not only it limits. On your way in, you only have to worry about closet, and they haven't checked it. It leaves it so platform's covered, and all you have to do is round the corner to the right, and even though they lay it out, they don't take their correct peek, so Butterbiscuit does massive damage. And that's a bit of a misplay from LunatiK, believe it or not, as the bomb now gets dropped on top of the platform, and the Eco not able to do much damage so far, aside from the one player that was inside B. They've picked up an M4 for Glorins. Invert's still got the deagle, but the retake is going to come, and potentially even before that bomb gets planted, as Fussy and Carnage close it out.
Really interesting stuff there. Rushing B. I think when you do the pistols and armors and you actually commit to something like that. I think you can do something a lot more interesting and make it a bit more viable for yourselves. We know Carnage has been absolutely on fire on that B position, so why would you force the issue and try to get straight into him? That's the area I'd be trying to avoid, if anything. Maybe going towards short fast, getting an Xbox smoke down, that would have been more ideal. But it's CTC, you know, they're on fire. They're actually hitting all their shots. This is what I'm talking about. Carnage is moving around the map. He's actually going to be along now, and this is great. They're keeping it dynamic, and the T's will just be about to react to them, and they're mixing it up. So this is very good.
Shrek gonna open things up again. FACEITEZ looking potentially strong over these last few rounds, and but possibly even get the fourth and tying round on the board. Although not if the retreat frag, or rather the refrag, excuse me, comes in. But it's still just pistols. And therefore the M4 looking to do damage, but Butterbiscuit gets caught. Now B's given up. They've got to go for the retake, and Ado, he's the first to do so. He's flashed all three, so they can't cross. That buys more time for the rotation. The rotation is coming. Carnage trying to spam away with the op over top of the smoke, potentially catch someone in transition. But Fussy goes. Fussy, they're low on HP. That nade puts hefty damage on to do more. Now he just has to drop catch Glorens. He should just get on the defuse. He's got two players that can do it for him, but instead add that third kill to him. It's a hat trick on the retake.
So 4 in a row now for FACEITEZ. It was 4-0 to LunatiK. They're actually really bouncing back in this series, and this is great. They're actually wrecking the economy of this season as well. You can see they have got a decent buy here, but it's not going to be fully perfect, and CT's now actually utilizing the map properly, getting the AWP around the map, and this is actually very promising from them. This is the first time we've actually seen a series in the last couple of days look like it actually could go either way. So exciting stuff now. Let's see what the CTs can bring to the table. Can they keep this momentum flowing? So far, the Ts have done little in terms of tactics. They've been rushing areas and doing simple pushes like mid-splits and stuff. They haven't done anything with too much prowess so far, but here we go. Slowing down the pace now. They're not going for the full rush. Let's see what happens.
Carnage this time won't be directly inside B with that op. Important thing is that Liquid did get the bomb down, so they've got utilities out with this op buy as well for invert. But Carnage still has been given the space and almost hitting the shot on Drake. Now gives up the fact that he's there. This allows Shrek, though, to play support. So if they get aggressive, even to try and overwhelm this op, if they think they can take that fight, well, I guess that's one way to do it. If they push through, Shrek was there, but instead it's invert. They just shoot him down from Xbox. As Shrek now flashed out, Invert just going to wait, but the aggression has gone toward Catwalk. The Lurk player in Drossel goes down, so Butterbiscuit can push through the tunnels, but look at the flank. We're seeing it. We're seeing it from a third perspective as Ado pushed all the way out long and managed to get in behind, so he's thwarted everything. In fact, he was waiting out to see how patient he could be, to see if he could line up everyone. So good trigger discipline, and it's now 3 kills. Glorens puts the bomb in play, but FACEITEZ could actually take the lead back. A pug taking the lead from a now professional level team is a quite remarkable feat. As we see it come down to the split screen. And remember, this isn't even just a one-on-one, as the split screen might suggest. There's still another CT, and Glorens isn't even going to get that far. He's down and out, and FACEITEZ is making this look excellent on a 5-round stretch. And now putting the lost round bonus in full effect toward LunatiK.
They're actually playing really good CS right now. Even when they're losing a pick, they're reacting to the map. They know what they have to do to get back into the round. You saw the push from long here. The 4-on-4 situation.
Here it is, right here.
This was so good. Like, he actually was really patient as well. Got the kick, got the pick, and then ran behind them as well. Picks up this one. Fantastic stuff from Ado there, and that was a really smart play. As soon as you lose a man anywhere on the map, the CTs need to react. They need to gain control somewhere else just to get them back into the round. That's exactly what they did, and it was actually really good. And FACEITEZ are almost scoring LunatiK right now. It's 5 in a row. They really have woken up.
2 kills going against 1 for LunatiK in this round, though, and it's only because of the flames that were left down and Glorens stopping and within them to get the shot. Now, the interesting thing about that was the bomb was dropped out outside long, but because they won that duel, they couldn't push forward on it, and Drake around the corner, dodging that initial op shot despite the gap in the smoke, is able to pick up another, and doubling on that, he'll take down Butterbiscuit. It's down to just 1 Shrek, and oh my goodness, Drossel doing what Ado did to them. We also saw in that replay, by the way, Ado was looking to get that knife to just boost his economy.
Yeah, you saw it. We've seen a lot of knives in the last couple of days, but I think he got the knife out and realized the panic was ensuing a little bit, but then got the M4 out, finished the job, pushed on quite nicely, so good job from him. But this is a pretty big round now. We can see the CTs will be probably knocked onto an EK if they lose this one. They need to make sure they get their feet back into the game. Interesting to see where Carnage goes. He's been doing very well at the B bomb side. Now they're going to play 3 men towards long, and he's going for that initial pick here, but T showing heavy presence towards B. Could this be a fast execute? You can see the bomb there, just waiting. Maybe they're trying to pull some CTs over before they go into the execute.
Tracked in his pretty typical position for him. He's played there a lot. He's going to get flashed in, but Dumore gets blinded up, and as they stumble over each other, Drake almost falls forward into the gun.
That was almost shocking. They flashed each other, then ran into each other, blocked each other, and then died together. It was a very sloppy play from them and pretty unfortunate.
Butter Biscuit playing by the fence was in a great spot to counter out where that smoke was positioned. So Drossel thought he had an easy entry, not to be. And also Invert's been spotted. He's been spotted by Fussy, and I don't know how he didn't see him in response because he was easily able to spot him up over top of the wall. Glorin's all the way back in spawn. FACEITEZ is looking impressive. They come right back, and that resets the economy for LunatiK, so they could stretch this half out even further. We've got the 6 you wanted. We're going to get more than that.
I'd like to say FACEITEZ looked good right now, but that was just really sloppy from LunatiK, I'm afraid. Like that was a horrible play. Like they just seemed like they just lost control, panicking, flashing each other, and just dying horribly on the map. They've been doing some pretty basic stuff, just rushing B and doing little pieces like that. You can see their economy's not great now, 2 pistols in hand, and it seems like they just go for that fast B play again. It hasn't really worked out for them so far.
Shrek with 2 on entry. Dumore trading it, but Butter Biscuit's behind the car. Excellent slide out from Dumore to find him as well. So the initial entry not successful, but the second man in gets the kills required to at least put this bomb in position, and they have to play for the retake on the CT side. All 3 of them will come up from middle. Flashes will go over, but how swiftly can they make this happen? They're both over on the right side. Drake is in the platform, so he's limited with his options and movement. It does mean he's going to peek toward that tunnel area, but they've already entered. They're through the doorway, and they aren't aware of it yet, so Ado's able to find the kill. Dumore gets the response again. Oh, a missed shot from Carnage, but he's in. He's behind, and it's going to be another round for FACEITEZ, stretching it now to 2 rounds in the lead with 7 total. This is interesting. We got a game finally.
We have got a game, but what are LunatiK doing? Looks like they're lost on the map. They don't need to be rushing B so much. It's not really working out for them. You see Shrek getting 2 pretty decent opening frags there. This is a pretty bad exchange for them ultimately, and they're looking weak. It looks like LunatiK don't really have a response to what the CTs are doing. They're not being very imaginative. They're not actually getting control before they do things. And now they're forced onto another EK. We can see them. That's going to be losing 2 in a row. They've got enough money to buy next round, so this is fine. But the first pick now, Carnage, of course, he gets it. And now he opens the round up for the CT yet again.
That's a good start. Carnage leads the way, by the way. Or did the last time we saw that graph come up for all fraggers. Shrek now looking good. I mean, it's just one after the other. No train with these pistols, single peaks. No one in position for refrag to even potentially pick up weapons. They're not finding efficient kills, so the economy's building right now massively for FACEITEZ because if they can't at least force them to rebuy, what win are they getting out of these rounds? No bomb plants.
They're not impressing me whatsoever. Like they're not approaching the map properly. You don't need to be rushing every single time. I know you're playing against a pug, but this is pretty basic fundamentals of Counter-Strike right now. If you rush every time,
Drake has gone for an interesting play because he's gone for the lemon dog strap, but he's been spotted already, so it doesn't work out.
Yeah, but as I was saying, the T's need to slow their play down, get some control, just smoke off key points in the map, go up to short, and see what the CTs are doing. Work out what the stacks are.
Pause. Wow, LunatiK calls a pause, a tactical timeout.
Actually, you say a tactical. I think they've lost a player.
Have they? Okay,
yeah.
well,
so
I lied. I assumed that they were that.
No, I agree with you.
Right
they definitely need one. The way they're approaching this map is just wrong right now. They're just. I think they're not giving enough respect for the CTs, and they've let it slip away from them a bit too much. You can see the buy will be coming in.
Yeah, and there it is. Shrek actually took over the lead with that last 2K round with the M4 at mid. So him not running an op toward middle, but him holding on to it has given them so much more options to play in Carnage. We saw has been getting a lot more aggressive toward long. So it's becoming more of what we're seeing out of the current meta, despite that these guys, again, are a thrown-together team.
Yeah, I think so. Like, what they're doing now, it's pretty good. Like, they're getting the AWP, they're making him, they're basing their whole rounds around him. So he goes to B, he shows presence for a couple of rounds, and he did it as well. He got 2 massive rounds there. He got that 5-7 3-man, then he got a 4K with the AWPers there as well. Next round, they moved into long. He becomes useful there, and they try their luck at A. So he's been doing really well, and he's been pivotal to their success in this half. But they've actually taken the lead now. This is kind of crazy. This is a map we expected LunatiK to roll over. This is their pick, and I don't know why they picked this, because they look pretty poor on this map.
Keep in mind that 3 of the rounds LunatiK got were on the back of pistols.
Yeah, exactly.
And that pistol was I would say less than a millimeter.
Yeah, you're right.
From being lost.
Yeah. So this could be a completely different story. Had that pistol gone, this could be a much bigger deficit for them. But here we go then. That didn't happen. It's going to be 8-5. But for me, FACEITEZ are the better team right now. LunatiK look a little bit weak and shaky.
3 kills only for Drossel. Needs to step it up. Needs to contribute a little bit more than that. I think that goes without saying. But the same can be said for most players right now on that team over the last few rounds. Not a lot of kills coming their way in the last 3. So Invert will be the bomb carrier, but he's also going to be the Hopper smoke out. That allows the cross. So taking things very safe right now from FACEITEZ. Not throwing out the nade potential for the animation to cross. Not taking any aggressive peeks. They just want to get in B, and they just want to keep this, as you would say, fundamental as possible.
Well, look at Addo. He's got into those long doors again. This is great intel. The T's, they know they're not he's going to be in that area, but they can't get in there now. It's great from him.
And also because of that, look at how much they can fall back. They've pulled 2 players all the way back to the A site. That'll strengthen mid because they're in a faster rotation position. So Fussy is up on the catwalk, or at least appears. I think he might be actually in CT. Yeah, he's in CT, as the overlay throws me off. But it also gives Carnage the position with the op toward Car. And because now we see Fussy making his presence at mid, they can take Shrek and put him inside B, so mid is completely strengthened. And mid is going to be the place of attack, but Dumore finding Fussy before that smoke gets deployed, pulls Shrek back out, but he's in a spot where he's not going to be taken lightly at all, and 2 kills plus bomb down. Now it's left to Butterbiscuit, and with that bomb, it just means the teammates have to rotate over. Ado is going to push eventually out and take down Dumore. Butterbiscuit, waiting all the while, will catch Drawstool, and it's left to Glorens. He's picked up a kill in the round. He's going to have to find 2 more, and he goes for the reload at the worst possible time. And Carnage was waiting with the op. It's 9-5, 4 rounds ahead as we go into round number 15.
As I pointed out, it's all about your man, Addo. He got that great intel. He could tell his teammates they're definitely not coming long. You can guard a fullback, and they had that double setup in middle. You have one person playing doors, one person playing CD spawn. And as soon as the guys in spawn died as well, they had that rotation to the box. The T didn't expect him to be there, and he got a couple of frags there as well. That was fantastic stuff from him. Gets him the 9th round on the board. And going into this final round, the T's, their money is absolutely destroyed. They've got 3 pistols and a Galil to play with. And it seems like they're actually going towards A this time. All 5 men towards the long area. And it seems like they're going to have to do some sort of long retake in this situation. But they are going to have the man of the moment, Carnage, waiting for them.
Not able to connect on the first shot, but he's going to have more chances again, shooting just between them. So he threads the needle, and the needle not to be sewn. It's going to be Drawstool to get the kill. Fussy responding, though. Glorens will go down. There's no smoke so far on that cross, and a flash out lets Ado take the initial peek. And a smoke from the C team, when they're not initially pushed up, gives a bit of a chance, but Butterbiscuit's on the flank. Perfect time to swap the camera over. It's Dumore again, who continues to be the man to find these trades, but they're still down in a 3-on-2 situation. So Invert has to try and open things up on A.
As long as the CT split is clever, though, there's no way they can get a pick here. They just know
Fussy
What's
overextending.
he doing?
Overextending as he looks for the information. Now Dumore just has to find Ado, but here comes that pop flash. And Ado, he's got them fully blind. He has to look away, Dumore, and this leaves Invert completely open. How is he still alive before Ado makes it double digits for FACEITEZ? They put 10 on the board. Very impressive round.
Good response from Ado there. He saved that round. Rigo, I think he didn't... I know what he's trying to do. You're trying to get that information, but when you give them such a clean shot like that, it was disappointing. He did such a fantastic play. There's moments before that as well. But in the context of things right now, FACEITEZ after getting completely owned on overpass. They come straight back. 10 rounds on the board as CT, and they looked like the better team there. They did, like you said,
100%.
They lost the pistol and bounced back and get 10 rounds. That's phenomenal. And they're a team that's supposed to be a pug. They're going against like a team that's allegedly supposed to be like 10 times better than them. No one saw this happening.
I mean, they won Premier this year. They've moved into the professional division. This is definitely not what you would expect to see, what you want to see as someone who's a fan of the team or a member within the team. It's not encouraging by any sense of imagination.
Well, finally, we have a game on our hands. Maybe some hype can be delivered.
Bro, I always bring the hype.
Well,
Just kidding. Oh, B spawns. So are they going to take them? No, they're actually going to... Okay, bomb is going to go B. They're just going to fall 1 down to suicide to spot up what's going on in middle. And that's Fussy. But Drake's got good position. He's already toward the tunnels. So if he can push up and catch one off, it's going to be Addo, but Addo wins this duel. So that means Dumore now has problems, and they'll be able to push into mid. Invert's also on catwalk, but little does he know that Fussy is still to his left. So if he overextends and tries to trap them in these tunnels, Fussy will be able to cancel that out, and it's 2 HP for Dumore. So never mind the first pistol being close. The second looked like it's definitely going to be in control of FACEITEZ. As Drawstool tries to come back through the window. But it's Butterbit. Oh, Drawstool gets on the head of the bomb planter, and somehow the USPs don't collect that kill. So what that means is the bomb's now dropped. And it means also that Butterbiscuit is left alone in a 1 versus 2, and they pull it back. LunatiK on that single kill through window potentially saved themselves the round.
How did that go that way? After you have such a promising round, they got their first kill in tunnels, with the one onto the bomb side as well, only losing 1 frag. the bomb going down, and somehow a CT jumps on his head and starts spamming him when there's 2 guys alive with him. I don't know how that kill will happen. The bomb should have been going down, and it should have been a round that was tied up. Now we can see the terrorists. They didn't get a plant in the end, so they are going to get Tech 9s and some head armor. It could be interesting, but with the lack of utility, there's not really much you can do. I guess they're just going to run out middle here and just hope for the best and see whether they can find any sort of frags and make these pistols work for them.
In the middle it's going to be, and it's Drake with the assist from Invert. And then Invert to pick up another to start it off. Drake's going to continue. Nice headshot on the last on Butterbiscuit. Single tap from the FAMAS. The last remaining player, it's Carnage. And LunatiK. The start they had in the first half, this one they're going to have to carry it all the way.
Both pistols in the bag for them now. If they were to lose this game, it would be pretty embarrassing in the context of things. But here we go then. It's going to be the T's on pretty much a throwaway round. You can see them keeping to 5 Glocks. Maybe a sneaky PT-50 will come in. Yep, there it is. And a couple actually. But they have a smoke grenade to play with, and that's just going to go down the middle. And the idea in this round will be just get the bomb down in any way possible. If we get any kills, that'll be perfect. They're spreading out quite thinly as well. I'd expect them to go kind of together and be a little more Hail Mary. But here we go then. Butterbiscuit getting some control on short, trying to listen out to what the CTs are doing.
But the CT is not really doing anything. Invert just wants to look for a little bit of information in toward middle, but so far it's quiet. No one's really moving forward. Butterbiscuit's hoping someone wants to push Catwalk because that'll give him a chance to pick one off. But a slow round for a change. Ado's going to get spotted up. Damage already done to Carnage beyond that as he's at the top of middle. He may catch one of these flying bullets from a FAMAS. As Ado ducks in behind the box, and eventually it had to happen. It was inevitable. He will go down. Invert's going to follow that up. And the rest, well, their time's numbered. It's just as quick as that afterward.
I think that was a reasonable choice from the T side there. Full Glock round. They wanted to ensure themselves getting a decent buy going into this one. You can see they have got the AWP potential there. Shrek could pick one up. Be interesting to see whether he does. We can see Invert is going to be challenging as well. He's got a decent supply of cash, but there it is. Shrek will be challenging now. I'm just going to jump onto him and see what he's doing. He's got that decent long spawn as well. This is great. If he can find some sort of pick here, this will open the round up for them straight away, and you can see 3 players going over there.
He's got to the corner first. The flashes are a little bit early, but the smoke will protect Lauren. So he's made it far right. I mean, Shrek now also with flames in front of him can't do much about it. So Ado is left to fight his way out of this, and he may. No, he does not. Gets a very good amount of damage onto Glorens, but it's not quite enough. 34 left after the exchange.
But look at the CTs. They've pushed all there to be. They know exactly what's going on now. These next frags will be very important.
I mean, this is the first gun as well, so this is LunatiK's ticket back in. Nice shot by Dumore to catch Butterbiscuit. That's also bomb. It drops it back down toward middle. That's the even more crucial part of this because it means Carnage has to take the risk of grabbing this. And that first success, well, first attempt not successful, but also gives him the courage to go for another one because he realizes Dumore's pushed back. But the CTs with 2 members on A1 still pushed up at long to make sure nothing crazy is going to happen. Should be able to shut down this catwalk play.
They know exactly. You got a CT and T spawn. You got one in lower B. They know this is coming. They just need to sit back and force the plant in this situation. They just need a pick. Shrek is looking for the AWP. I don't think they're going to give it to him though.
So Drake's going to be the one to potentially find them first, as Drossel not going to peek whatsoever, waiting by Goose. And Drake, straight flash in the air, slightly behind, so he gets the chance to get the shot, but it doesn't pop fast enough, and that allows Fussy to get the kill. Carnage is going to come around now as well, and it's still going to be Fussy to pick up the exchange against Drossel, but either way, the kills are starting to line up. Unfortunately, it's come back, and it's just going to be Carnage left. Bomb gets planted, so at least they'll pick up some money from this, but Glorens to close the round, and it's going to be 10-9. Smoke to extinguish the flames, just get this over with. LunatiK looking like they just want to move things along.
That was actually pretty decent from LunatiK. As soon as they saw the long push there and there's a heavy presence, the guys in B, there are 2 of them, they took the risk, the calculated risk of pushing in there, saw there was no presence whatsoever, allowed them to get into lower B, and they said touchdown grenade we just saw there. Nice little retake from them. But that's so important. Once you get that upper B area, and especially when you get T-spawn as well, you can predict where the T's going to be. They knew exactly what was going on, and that was pretty calculated and well played by them. It's going to force FACEITEZ now onto the Tech 9. They haven't got the armor, so I'd expect to see the B rush from them now. They're going for it. We saw this a lot last half, and see how they do this one. Actually not committed to it. They're going to stay in lower B.
Carnage, though, finding Drake again pushed up means Invert's got the same problem he had in the pistol, where they came through lower and he was trapped on, well, not necessarily trapped, but caught out on Catwalk at least. Molotov did slow that push down, though, so buys him some space and a little bit more comfort. But inside B right now, Dumore's on the platform.
Yeah, these guys have got 2 flashbangs. They need to cause some chaos elsewhere on the map. If they want to run into B, they're not going to do it with 2 flashes. They have got a gun on Shrek and the man advantage as well. They need to work out what's going to be the best situation here. I'd suggest trying to get that through middle. Utilize the flashbangs there. See if you can find that man. If you take him down, you have a real chance of winning the round.
Invert. Smoke on doors. It's a little bit...
That was good by him.
It was actually timely. I was about to say a little bit late because I thought Ado was going to make it through, but he hesitated just a little bit. So that buys more space and more time because 30 seconds left on the clock. They have to commit when they go. Invert's on an excellent position on the ramp. Not playing the car, but he spots up the head. Doesn't go for more of a shot. Now he does. Problem is that Ado's dropped, so they need to get a support system onto it. Otherwise, Invert's going to be overwhelmed from the side. And there it is. They each get a shot into him, and Shrek is the one that picks up the frag. And Carnage, she's actually in a great spot to take out down a rotator, but it's going to be Dumore to win that. And leaves it left in a 1 versus 3 now for Shrek. And although the bomb has been planted for a while, it's not been long enough to let him play the time just yet. And that allows Dumore to get aggressive from Catwalk.
That was actually pretty interesting. The fact that FACEITEZ got the first pick as well, they had the smoke grenades and the flashbangs to play with, and that smoke from Dumore in middle, that completely shut them down. Like I said, the best thing for them to do was to go out middle there and try and get that pick. He dropped it such a perfect time. There's about 35 seconds left on the clock. As soon as they did it, their chances were getting through there absolutely zero. They were forced to go up short. The AWP was waiting for them. They did get a bomb down, but that was a great success from LunatiK getting themselves back into that round. But now the dual upsetter comes out from LunatiK, and Carnage answers back there.
I'm not even sure he was initially aiming for Invert. It may have been the first jump player that he spotted either way. It was a slow peek from Invert who tried to bait the shot and ended up eating it. So now a man down on the CT side, rather. Drake has to pick up the op. This is the second time we've seen the first pick go the way of the terrorist, but it's already coming back. Drake's going to find one on Catwalk. That's Fussy, the victim.
Drake is doing hybrid right now, picking up rifles. Orbs is switching between them. Situational. Pretty
good
cool.
nade. Mass damage onto Carnage. He's down to 50. Ado wants to respond, bouncing the Molotov to force Drossel back onto the ramp, but Drake's still pushed in front of the doors, and the op is very close right now, so he's got to hit the no-scope. He does, tries to switch to the AK. How does he get behind him? How does Butter Biscuit not see that coming? He's so confused, and for whatever reason, he doesn't see him when he comes through the door and looks to his right. And Drake may have bailed himself out using this AK. He'll get another one on Shrek. It's going to be Carnage left, and that bomb is on the inside of the doorway, so we'll see if the op can pick up more for consolation. He's going to eat a few bullets and have to go through that much thicker door in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and Glorence is just daring him, baiting him with that op, and instead he just goes for the knife.
Oh, that was pretty crazy there. You don't see moments like that very much. No scope. Oh, here we go. This is how it's enjoyed is now. The no scope comes in, and I think it's just the perfect storm of running through the smoke at the exact right time.
Yeah, he was still in it. I thought he was completely exposed from it, but he wasn't. From his perspective, he wouldn't have seen that at all.
There's going to be a lot of arguments in the FACEITEZ comms right now after getting that first pick and doing a little bit of a silly play like that, running through smoke and hoping for the best. Unfortunately for them, the no-scope did prevail, but here we go then. It looks like a fast take for long for FACEITEZ. How's this one going to pan out for them?
Well, so far it's for Drossel. A good success, and this is a double op because Invert still has his as well. And after the first pick, they do the shuffle. It's going to be Glorens now. Nade in. Damage dealt. Follow up. Bomb down as well. Doesn't even matter. Dumore's already found Fussy. And LunatiK looking unfazed after falling behind 10-5. Now have the lead 12-10. And as I say that, I'm probably going to jinx it because that's just how commentators' curse works.
Well, this is 7-0 now for LunatiK. They've finally woken up. Their CT size is much stronger. If I was FACEITEZ right now, this is why I take a little pause. And before this runs away from them, try and work out tactically what's going wrong for them. We can see Rigel thinks the answer is the Krieg. He's believing. We've talked about this quite a lot recently. It's not a weapon I'm a fan of, but some people make it work for them. But it's going to be a force by essentially Tech9s, no head armor there for Butter Biscuit with AWP. All 5 players towards the B area. They've got no control anywhere. We can see the CTs pushing as well.
Oh, I think Ado spotted him. He did. So an excellent opening pick again for the terrorists. Not only that, additional damage onto Drake. He started from the bottom, now he's here, Drake, and he's going to run back toward B. From the bottom of the ramp to the top. As Dumore has to support him inside of the B site. Oh, and Dumore lining them up so perfectly. Down to 20 after the first player. And yet Shrek couldn't close him off as Ado coming back in does do the damage, does the double. And it brings him back to a 1-on-2. Was a 1-on-4, so if he closes this out, it would be quite a round for him. He's already got 3. In fact, it would have to be the ace. But the problem is he still has to recover this bomb. And as he gets there, so does Glorens. 13 now, LunatiK.
Dumore again, that was the perfect play from FACEITEZ. They pincered that so well, and it was the moment where Dumore had to make his mind up. Do I sit on the bomb site, or do I react and start to push for kills? He did that and got 2 huge frags there. It was so good. Look at this split. Like, they should be winning this round hands down. But there was just such a great reply there, and exciting stuff there from LunatiK, and that's going to put them. Is that 8-0 now in favour of them? They really are firing on all enders now, and we can see the auto sniper comes out, and this is it. They're setting the pace. Drake opening up the fragging onto Addo. 3 sniper rifles for the CTs.
And this is kind of what we saw happen in last night's games, didn't we? See all the snipers come out once they had the lead. 3 rounds away from shutting out the series. Dumore is going to make that a little bit more probable as he gives them the man advantage, but that's completely nullified, and the Shrek brings it back, although there's the sniper. That's all that's left. It's just Ops and an auto, and the Ops winning so far until the AK. And oh yeah, okay, thanks. If you want to do that, I'll do it too, and Drake pops out.
This is just like deathmatch right now. There's no Counter-Strike being played. Everyone's just running around with sniper rifles, just seeing what happens to them. But there we go, 9 on the trot for LunatiK, and that takes them to the 14th round. You can see the money for FACEITEZ. They're trying to work out what's going to be the best thing to do here. Do they force it out, or do they play for the draw? Considering the loss bonus they have for them, I think this is probably a good idea. Get the Tech-9s out, a bit of armor. They can see what they can do, and then they're going to have to hope they get this one because they don't want to be looking down the match point area.
So they'll keep that auto sniper out. Going against these pistols. That's actually peculiar because the pistols, if they run in quickly and they don't hit those initial shots, could have the massive advantage in this situation.
Dumore though, look at him. He's going into low B area. Can have a huge clear up here, and I think he will. 2 frags for him. That is great work, and he could shut this game down right now. And he's going for the 3rd, but Butterbiscuit does answer back. And if we'll get him down Butterbiscuit as well. But here we go then. 2 players remaining, and LunatiK looking to take the 15th round now.
Well done. So it's match point. Quarterfinal point, moving forward into the semis, and I dare say the semis are going to be dead interesting. A lot of comeback in terms of kills as well. The Canadians leading the way, no surprise. Come on, let's go. Canada's the best.
They are the best.
Dumore, Glorans, 23 apiece, but again, Shrek was, after the first half, leading the way. He's still up there. He's got 21 to work with. See if he can add to that total. He's going to have to do something, and as are his teammates, because if they don't, it's done. They do have an op-out to go against the 3 sniper rifles that are brought up, and so far it's going to go the way of Fussy. He finding Drake. Gives the opening again. That's the auto sniper gone, but it's still going to have 2 M4s up, Dumore and Glorans, and Glorans is pushed very far up middle, so Ado, as he comes back, realizes it, and a little bit too late. It also means that Invert is in a very peculiar position with this op as he tries to see through that smoke down toward lower tunnels, but no one pushing forward because that would have been telegrammed that there is a player in mid. Shrek tries to come back and surprise, so no more for him. He may potentially end with that 21 we mentioned because it's just down to Carnage, and it is just down to Carnage. No more Fussy, no more Carnage either. Dumore with a double to close it. He'll lead the way in the frags for the match. 16-10 though. That's a much better performance than what we've seen from all the other teams in this quarterfinal.
A lackluster second half, though, I'm afraid. It was a pretty exciting game after that second half. When you see the guys getting 10 in a row, CT, you can see why they picked Dust2 now. Their T side was pretty boring, to be honest. I wasn't a fan of what they were doing. They were approaching the rounds badly. They were rushing a lot of the times, maybe having not enough respect for the team. But that second half, that CT play from them was very good. Some great, nice highlights here. Carnage had a great season so far. Series, and he's done pretty good.
Well, it is a season in effect because they will not move forward in PGL.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. This is the end of it. End of the road.
Yeah, but that was much better. We said we wanted to see someone. You said 6. I said double digits. Let's have something in a game here. That's what we get. So that it's not too bad. I mean, I'll give them that as a pug that's going against a team that's now made it to the professional division. I like you're saying, though, there was a lot of problems from LunatiK's side.
Yeah,
well, but still impressive.
That's the first game I think I felt excited. It felt like it could have gone either way. The first half, it was very interesting, and a lot of things could have happened. Face it, a pug team winning the first half as well. They had LunatiK up against the ropes. They looked a bit worried at one stage. They actually had 10 rounds in that first half, but going into the second, it was just a one-sided affair, unfortunately, and we can see the frags here. Dumore.
Oh, Glorans beat him. I thought Dumore got more in that last round, but Glorans must have had the other 3.
He got more headshots, though.
He did.
And that's what really counts.
And he's worth more in Vulcan for that. So by picking up 16 headshots, that's a lot more points. But look at Shrek. I mean, that's not bad. 11 headshots, 21 kills. Only the 2 assists, but either way, not too bad. 1.2 KDR. He had the highest on his team, 0.94. For Carnage, who we saw pick up the op to good success. But Glorans do more. They make the recovery stretch. Drossel's the one that lags a little bit behind this time.
So, do we think Face It should stay as a team? Is that an option for? I think that was pretty impressive from them. The fact that
I like that was the way you asked that. It's like as if you're at a live audience and you just want the crowd to be like, yeah.
yeah,
We need
What do
church
you
chat to be like
think?
1, type 1.
I thought that was pretty good. That the CT Harvest special, I thought it was pretty cool, and they actually were approaching the game properly, utilizing current meta. That was actually some European style chucks in there, so that was pretty nice stuff. But
And Glorens came in last minute for Tivu as well because he wasn't initially expected to play. And unfortunately for some people in Vulcan who picked up Tivu, I'm one of them, they will get no points. Unless they transfer them over, that could be interesting. I don't know how the Vulcan does that. I haven't actually seen them do that after the fact. So if your Tivu pick becomes by default your Glorens pickup, that'd be a smart way of doing it.
I guess that makes sense, right? If he's not even playing, you can't be punished for that. So they'd have to sub in.
I know
whoever it
in the past it's happened, and it's just an unfortunate circumstance where there was a rescheduling counterpit league for Flipside, and because they didn't play, anyone who had Flipside members on their team got completely obliterated that night.
Okay.
So, but that's a little different because you picked a whole team. You can't really just substitute random players in for a whole team. If it's one
Well,
player, you could.
All I hear is a lot of excuses for your Vulcan team right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get lose tonight. It's 1-1.
1-1. I'm back. It's going to be even more interesting.
Back. It's 1-1.
Yeah, so
if
I'm
you were
back.
like, it
I was
was
in
like
deficit.
5-0, you could have said I'm back, but
I was 1-0. I'm back. Neutralized. Wait till we get to Europe. You're going to get wrecked.
we are in Europe.
No, I mean when we get to the European
know about-
segment.
But I know what you meant. Just wait till we get to the actual U.S. groups.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
So the problem is that I have. Oh wow! Thanks so much, Twitch chat. No, the problem is that I only have one U.S. bracket. You have 2 European brackets. So there's where we sit as we go all the way back. Now we only casted the initial quarterfinals, so the Method over Fame, Lemon. We didn't see those. That was casted by the Face It guys. Nonetheless, we saw 3-sub last night, as well as Method taking 2-0 series, and again tonight, SKDC, LunatiK. That should have been predicted by just about anyone who knows anything about the U.S. scene right now. But things will get interesting because Method 3-sub, the former Affinity roster, played in the professional division this year. Just barely got beat out by Noble, interestingly enough, for the ESL NA qualifiers for the major, but had a fairly good latter half of the season. Method had a good performance as well. Definitely a team that's had some considerable times. I think 3-sub, when you go into that, actually would be the team that slightly is the favorite, but that could go 2-1. And SKDC LunatiK, you look toward LunatiK, but again, SKDC's got a lot of experience, and if they show up with their A game, that's one of the things. Like when they show up, they can be a force to be reckoned with, but if they come out a little bit flat, LunatiK should take that one.
it's very hard to predict from the games we've seen so far. It's all been very one-sided
right.
affairs, right? So we can say, oh, they look phenomenal in this season. They're doing all this great stuff. But if you're just genuinely better than them in terms of like your aim and you're killing them quite easily, it's difficult to actually assess how good that team was on the day. I didn't really learn much from the team by seeing them stomp someone 16-0. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. But just going off the history of the teams, as I know,
You've obviously got a lot more education.
Right.
in
I
that
think
sense, right?
I think 3-sub LunatiK is you would have to look at to be the final. Again, only one of those 2 teams, one of the 4 teams at this point can go through. So, I mean, it's going to be tight. It's going to be a lot better than what we've seen over the last couple nights. I mean, no offense to the teams that did make it through the two pugs, a team that's only 6 days old. Hats off to them for making it this far. Obviously, through the open division in Face It.
This is what it's all about. It's a qualifier, right? So if you
Exactly.
can get to this stage, you can't take anything away from them. They've had to battle through to get to this stage, and they're on the big screen now and showing themselves. And some players really did step up. It wasn't like, although the team lost dramatically, we saw some great players stepping up and actually get to showcase what they can do.
Yeah, well, we'll start with probably the winning team for Vulcan tonight. Henry,
Please, I need this.
take a look at your pick. I hope they subbed Glorens in because if they did have a chance to come back. Oh, look, there's us.
So where do I come?
572. So if we click on that, you have 572. Your top fragger was Stewie 2K. Good call for him being the captain. 208 points. He doubles everyone else.
That's pretty cool. So overall, though, where do I come in my league? So you're going to have to explain it. So I entered a league with 50 people. I think it said 18
Oh, I
out of
entered a
50.
different league than you.
So yeah,
that
so
doesn't matter.
we
We'll
should
still-
probably enter the same league. Then we can actually really see who won. But
Khalil, 36.7.
I haven't got my glasses on. I can't really make it out too well. But I think I did pretty good. Stewie, he was my boy. 200 points there. The thing is, to come tomorrow, though, I've learned so much. I'm just learning every time. And I'm going to be getting
So you're just going to keep improving.
all this knowledge
improving
is
and
coming to
improving.
me. I'm learning who the
Tomorrow's
players
going to be
are
a lot tougher because it's not going to be as clear cut for who to pick.
Still.
So where were you? Actually, if you back all the way out, you can see it'll say your score in the initial line that we clicked on. Oh, there you are. I just saw you.
Yeah, Henry G.
PGL Henry G. 34th.
705 points.
34th.
There we go. 705.
Okay, so that's actually updated even further than what we saw when we initially pulled it up. So they must have just done that. So 705, you finished 34th out of 50. Unfortunately, you're not in the prize money, but I still have a feeling that you have more points than I did if we swap over and show off my embarrassment. Please put Glorens in for Tvu. I have a chance then, because in the first game you had me beat. 792.
What?
Thanks so much. I thought you said you were back.
I'm not back. I'm down again.
Stewie again. Invert. Dumore was good. 165 for Dumore. There's my savior right there. And they did actually swap Tvu out for Glorens, so I got 97. Thank you, Vulcan. I can walk. Hey, you owe me dinner now.
Let's just call it quits because you already.
That's actually amazing. I was conceding victory.
Why did you let me?
You? Oh, this league has like 8,000 people in it, so I doubt we're going to find me by scrolling through. To the producer, if you actually click back out to where you brought up the live tab, you can see it should say my position in the league. You wouldn't have to scroll through that way then. Yeah, there's like 8,000 people in this one.
At least we get to have a friendly rivalry every day. Not just the teams. We can bring some competition to the table as well. So
yeah. See, I'm outside of the 300th mark. I'm actually going to be on I'm going to be above like 600. Out of 8,000 though, that's not too bad.
It's pretty bad.
All right, fine. I'd actually be curious if we could, producer, to head to the very first place. There I am right there, 763, PGL Sadokist. I'd be really curious to see who the first place guy had, what his team was, to see what the winning combination was, because there's obviously a lot more points that were available. Let's see what it is. Wow. 912.
Can we click on his team?
And he actually, you can totally click on the team. You should be able to click on the team, I'm pretty sure.
You have to click on his name, right?
I think so, yeah.
Let's have a look.
Look at that. Stewie Ape, 106. 207 for Dumore, and he put him as the strat. He put him. That's the difference. One of the differences. He's the shot caller, so that's one additional point over what Stewie had at 206 for us. Tvu 97, same Shrek. Shrek. He brought in Shrek, and he also had Fussy. So he didn't even take. He took 2 from FACEITEZ, who obviously had a better game by picking up 10.
Yeah.
Then 1 from.
I don't think I took anyone from FACEITEZ. So.
Yeah, you took 2 from. Why am I forgetting their name now?
Because it was a ridiculous name. Oh,
4Kids. 4Kids. That's right. It is a ridiculous name. And Slemmy. So and Asani went for Asan, which got 100 points. That's a pretty good team. I have to give him credit for going for 2 of the FACEITEZ guys, rather than anyone from 4Kids.
Well, there we go. That's how you do it. What do we know?
We're gonna have to hire this guy, bring him in.
New talent.
But you know what's funny?
What?
I still beat you.
Yeah, I know. I think you actually knew that. You'd probably just try to make me look silly.
I didn't think at all, because once I saw Tvu wasn't playing, I thought we were done.
This is bullying.
Should we let this die and just walk away for now, Henry? I mean, we've basically got to go get breakfast at this point. The sun is.
What time is it now? We're looking at
6:43.
Not bad.
Not bad.
That's a normal day in the office.
Not bad. Remember, we have like 1 day off before we have to switch back to the EU time zone.
We're
going to leave it there. We're definitely tired. Thanks so much, everyone, tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night. Bracket is going to get a lot more interesting now that we're into the 4 Tier 2, mid-Tier 2 teams in North America vying for that final spot. We'll see you then.
It would probably be more beneficial to them just to play from the window, go for that first shot, and have a position to fall back into. So, replay of this 5-7 situation. You don't see a lot of kills like this from the bomb side of 5-7. They line up perfectly for him, turns around, gets a third as well. That's actually really impressive. That's good stuff from him.
Biscuit's going to have trouble from tunnels. Which does he play? And he's going to take the correct choice by picking up 2 kills. The last round he picked up 3. This time he does the exact same with the arm. Fussy goes. Fussy, they're low on HP. That name puts hefty damage on to Dumore. Now he just has to drop catch Florence. He should just get on the defuse. He's got 2 players that can do it for him, but instead have that 3rd kill to him. Position for him. He's played there a lot, and he's going to get flashed in, but Dumore gets blinded up, and as they stumble over each other, Fussy, before that smoke gets deployed, pulls Shrek back out, but he's in a spot where he's not going to be taken lightly at all, and 2 kills plus bomb down. An assist from Invert, and Invert to pick up another. Just started off. Drake's going to continue. Nice headshot on the last on Butterbiscuit. Single tap from the FAMAS. The last remaining player, it's Carnage. Drake still pushed in front of the doors. And the offense very close right now, so he's got to hit the no-scope. He does. Tries to switch to the AK. How does he get behind him? How does Butterbiscuit not see that coming? He's so confused. Fordham inside of the B site. Oh, and Dumore lining them up so perfectly. Down to 20 after the first.